Hi, this is Jeff at simpleforexsystem.net, and I wanted to make a quick video as a follow-up to one that I made several months ago. If you saw that video, I was showing you some harmonic pattern trading patterns. We went a little bit into why people trade harmonic patterns, and of course the reason they trade them is that they actually work. And then I demonstrated some software that a friend of mine, Riza, had put out, which was more of a dashboard that allowed you to scan through all the various pairs and various time frames, and you could select the time frames that you wanted to look at, and then it showed you dashboard style what various patterns had formed. And then you could go and take a look and see whether or not price was close enough to an entry point that it was worth taking. This was a pretty well received video. Got some good comments on it from people, and I know there are several people that are still using the software today. Now the reason for this video is that Riza got a lot of questions, or you might even call them requests. People saying, is there any way to limit, maybe not limit's not the right word, is there any way to get out in front of price action and determine where legs C and D are going to go, thus giving you basically more trade opportunities? And he got in there, started playing around with the coding, and put some things together, and has come up with just a tremendous EA that basically it finds the A to B and the B to C legs for you, and then gives you some targets to shoot for the D leg. And a lot of these charts that I've put up and looked at, I'm going to look at one in this video because I mean, if you're interested, you can pick up a copy of the software and do it yourself. It shows you basically where to shoot for from the C point up to D, and then of course when you get to the D point, generally you expect price is going to reverse and head back down. So essentially, this is giving you like two future trades to shoot for. One that completes the C to D leg, and then one from the D leg back in the opposite direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load the software on here real quickly and show you there's not a lot that you need to worry about with it. In fact, much like the last one, you have a pattern accuracy default at 80. You can change that to 90 if you want. You can take it down to 60 or 50 if you want. The lower the number, the more patterns you're going to be looking at. But you have to understand, the idea is the higher the accuracy level, the more likely you are to get into a trade that actually does what you think it's going to do. In other words, if you're on the C point and looking to go to a D point using an 80 or a 90% accurate pattern, you've got an 80 to 90% chance of actually having price move to that leg, and that means you're going to be in profit. Now the other thing is that this will work on any time frame, but it is most accurate on your 1 hour, your 4 hour, and your 1 day charts. So for anybody who happens to be a daily trader, limited amount of time, only wanting to take one or two, one trade a day, or checking the charts once a day, preferably on the daily charts at 5 p.m. Eastern when the charts close. This is a great way to find trades. You're not going to get them very often, honestly, because if it's a daily chart, you're going to be very limited in terms of the numbers of trades that you're going to see. But if you're using an 80 or 90% pattern accuracy pattern, and maybe you only get 1 or 2 trades a month, but if you're hitting those trades, you're looking at 3 and 4 and 500 pip trades. So honestly, that's going to scratch the itch for most people. So under the common tab, you make sure you have the checks in the boxes. I usually put one in DLL imports even if you don't need it, because it doesn't hurt it if you don't need it, and it helps if you do need it. Here, I just leave everything alone. I'm not messing with any of them. We're just going to use the patterns that show up on this. We're on a pound dollar daily chart. So once that is loaded and you have your auto trading button turned on at the top, it now says, okay, predict patterns. Now this is where it gets really cool. Click the button, give it a chance to go through and cycle and figure out what it is it's going to do, and it will now predict patterns. And what you're going to get are some lines, top and bottom of the chart, maybe a little closer to price action in some cases, but it'll be in the top and the bottom normally. And as we scroll down and shrink the chart, you can see there's a number of lines here. Now, what these represent are targets based on the C leg, then moving to the D leg. So I'm going to do, I've already hit the predict pattern. I'm just going to click the next button and have it pop up a pattern. Now, what this is showing, I'll have to shrink this down and move it a little bit. You have like an X starting point, and you never know where X is until A and B really have formed. But that's the idea here. You have an A point on this pattern, which is down. I don't know why this doesn't want to cooperate, but okay, there we go. Bring this back down again a little bit. You have your A point, an X point up here in the left-hand part of the chart. That's your starting point. You've got your A, you've got your B. Your B has then moved down to C, and this is a new cipher target. Gives you the name of the target. And here you've got price points that you could be aiming at from down here. Remember, price is down here. It's currently at 125.789. The C level is around 124.770. But if it's going to be moving back up, you have a pattern here. It would be the butterfly pattern. The target would be at 33.24. Or you can move up a little bit, and you have a new cipher target at 35.56. You have another target up here, a little higher at 36.65. That is the shark target. So you have all these multiple targets you could be aiming for. The good news is, if you're down here and this is your C level, then you're at 25. Your target is at 32. You're looking at a minimum 700 pip trade and possibly a 1,000 pip trade if it does in fact move back up over the next however long that might take. Now, in the event that this is still forming the C trade, you have some lower level targets down here. Actually, I'm sorry, you have some C has already formed and price has already begun moving down. You've got a D target down here at 24.77, about 100 pips away. You have another target down here, and they're using a different pattern basically, the David VM target at 24.13. You've got another target down here. So that's assuming the C pattern has already started. And you know what? That's probably the best thing to assume, really for two reasons. Number one, it's obviously well into the move, and it's actually getting close to what would be some D targets down here. So that's likely what it's going to do. It's likely going to continue moving down and taking out at least one or two of these targets, possibly even a third one down here at 20. That'd be 500 pips away. The other reason to do that is that basically the pound is under a lot of pressure right now. Today's the 14th of December. It's a Friday. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon Eastern time. This week, the Brexit vote was supposed to be held. It was postponed by Prime Minister May because she did not have the votes to get it passed. Then she faced a no-confidence vote, which apparently she managed to survive somehow. God alone knows the answer to that one, because most of us had our money on her being gone forever after this. But she's still here. And so the pound is under a lot of pressure right now and is likely to keep going down in the short term. Maybe, at the moment it might, move up one bit or another, but for the most part, we figure it's going to be going down. And I apologize, by the way, for the dogs in the background. It's pouring rain outside right now, so they're unfortunately stuck inside with me. So anyway, that's the idea behind this new EA. So instead of waiting for price to get to a D and then hoping it does what you expect it to do, which is, reverse course and head up, instead you actually now move from the C pattern down to a D pattern and pick up the pips along the way to a D spot, then reverse the trade at the D spot and move the other way, heading for another one of these targets. So this is a fantastic little EA that he has put together. And it's been on the market for a short while. It's been for a few weeks anyway, and he's had a few people that have been using it. And so far, the reviews that they have given have been just phenomenal. People are really, really, really liking this. So anyway, if you want to check it out for yourself, he does have a sales page up for it. If you look down in the comment section of this video, you'll find a link there. It'll take you there, and you can decide whether or not this is something you really want to invest in. But if you are a pattern trader, if you are, you like Gartleys or you like sharks or whatever it is you happen to like, if you trade those on a regular basis, this can add a whole new dimension to your trading, and it allows you an entire extra leg that you could be earning on while you're waiting for the pattern to reach completion. So anyway, hope you found the video to be helpful, and I'll have some more videos posted later on and over the next few days. Since Christmas is coming up, trading is slow, I'm going to get caught up on a lot of stuff that I need to put some videos out on. So keep your eyes open. We should have another one out soon enough. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.